The Biden administration and their, quote, gender Taliban can't even define what it means to be a woman. They are erasing what it means to be women and endangering women and girls in the process. The Biden administration's Equal Employment Opportunity Commission in April of this year updated guidance on what constitutes sex-based discrimination. Under the Biden administration's guidance, use someone's biologically correct pronouns or their legal name, guess what? It's workplace discrimination. Acknowledging someone identifies as a different gender without their permission, workplace discrimination.
You know, it seems pretty straightforward to us. Respecting the most basic, fundamental aspects of a coworker's identity, that's the bare minimum someone should do in the workplace. But to Republicans like Nancy Mace, this bigoted crusade won't end until they successfully rewrite history and science to erase the identities of anyone outside of their binary, unscientific understanding of gender and sexuality.
Insist that biological men use the bathroom or locker room designated for biological men and not terrorize women and girls in the girls' bathroom. Workplace discrimination. Where did we lose our way? This is absurd. I tell my kids, when you come home from school with pronouns, you don't come home from school with pronouns, you come home with A's and B's. I don't want to know your pronouns. I don't care about your pronouns. That is not what we should be talking about in school. We should be talking about A's and B's, math, writing, and arithmetic.
Mace whining about how she doesn't want her kids learning about pronouns in school is a perfect example of how unserious she and others are. Anyone who gets this upset about the sheer existence of another group of people should be viewed as a major red flag. It becomes even more worrying when the person is an elected federal representative.
This guidance by the Biden administration infringes on the First Amendment rights of American workers, threatens the safety of women and girls, and serves to further erase and erode what it means to be a woman. Which leads me to my first question, Ms. Wiley. Can you define what a woman is?
A woman is a person who says she is. And let me just tell you one story about this, because when I was a child...
No, you're not going to tell me a story. We're not doing that right now. It's not story time.
Yeah, it is story time, because when I was a child, I was called a boy.
No, it's not. I'm going to reclaim my time. Be quiet. I'm going to reclaim my time right now. Biological women are real women. A guy born as a man who wants to pretend to be a woman and put him and his big Jim and the twins in the locker room with underage girls, or his little Jim and twins, by the way, is disgusting. I have a daughter. She turned 14 last year. I took her to a store called Aerie for her birthday. We went shopping for an hour in downtown Charleston, South Carolina. She was taken to her dressing room by a biological male in a miniskirt and a lace bralette. It is disgusting. I have no idea if that man was over 18 or under 18. It is absolutely disgusting that we're redefining what women are and allowing men into women's private spaces.
Look, gender and gender norms are social constructs that have evolved with time and differ from society to society. Mace's argument that women's identities are being erased because transgender women and non-binary people exist is primitive. It's the same argument people like her used to speak against gay marriage, as if someone else's union being recognized by the state somehow diminishes their neighbors. It doesn't, but here we are again.
I am a survivor of rape. I was raped at the age of 16. I am not going to put other women and girls into unsafe situations where biological men with their willy-nillys out, putting women and girls at risk. It's absurd, it's disgusting, and I have 1 minute and 50 seconds left of my questioning. Do you believe, Ms. Wiley, that you need to have a PhD in biology to know what a woman is? Yes or no? Is that a yes or a no?
I first want to say you are right.
I'm running out of time.
I am so sorry, and you should never
You
have had
didn't
to
do
suffer
it?
from
Do
sexual
you need a PhD
violence.
in biology to know what a woman is? I've been rape shamed by the left, and I'm not going to allow any of that stuff to happen today. Do you believe that you need a PhD to define what a woman is? Yes or no is the question.
I think every woman is able to define herself as a woman.
It's not how it works. There's biology and science. I would encourage every American to follow the science. Are there risks to women when biological men are in a bathroom with them, Ms. Wiley? Yes or no?
We have every reason to want everyone to be
Can't
safe.
even
and
answer the question.
We are
so
not
the left,
safe
everybody
or
listen
unsafe.
to the left today. They cannot say yes or no when in asking whether or not there are risks to women when biological men are in the bathroom. Can't even say yes or no in the hearing today. This is lunacy. This is absurd. This gender-bending ideology of the left is disgusting. It's absurd, it's absolute lunacy, and it is a mental health issue in our country. If you agree with this ideology of allowing men into women's spaces, you have a mental health problem in this country.
You know, we are now at the point of obsession, and being this obsessed with someone else's sexuality and gender identity is problematic in and of itself. It reveals that Mace's true motivation is to demonize the larger LGBTQ plus community, especially trans people, while hiding behind a cover of protecting girls. But if you've been paying attention to politics at all over the past decade, well, you already have seen just how weird and perverted some can be.
Every Christian in the country, you better understand that if Kamala Harris becomes president, she will nationalize this California law and make it so that the state can kidnap your child under trans-related issues. Kamala Harris seeks to kidnap your child via the trans agenda.
If anyone who was a Democrat steps out of line because they've decided they can't go along with the horrible, disgusting, and failing ways of the Democrats, and they actually see the light, see the truth, and they go, you know, I'm going to try voting Republican because these people over here make sense. They like everybody. They think our Constitution is for everyone. They don't want to turn your kids gay and have, you know, transgender, and they don't want to kill babies in the womb.
What? To be a man and then vote for a woman just because she's a woman is either childish, that person has mommy issues, or they're just trying to be accepted by other women. And I heard the scientists say the other day that when a man votes for a woman, he actually transitions into a woman.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, that's what the science says.
And then there's the convicted felon who these folks treat as their king.
If Ivanka weren't my daughter, perhaps I'd be dating her. You know?
Stop it! Oh, it's so weird. Stop it. You know what? You are sick.
Your daughter. She's beautiful. Can I say this? A piece of ass. Yeah. She looks more voluptuous than ever.
She's actually always been very voluptuous.
It's
She's
unbelievable.
tall. She's almost 6 feet tall.
What's the favorite thing you have in common with your father?
Either real estate or golf.
Donald, with your daughter?
Well, I was going to say sex, but I can't relate that.
You know, there is so much history and trauma behind this kind of perverted talk that we can forget just how disgusting it is for Trump or any parent to talk about their child that way. It's gross. And to do it on national television, referring to these kinds of so-called conservatives as weird is a much better line of attack for Democrats to get their point across, revealing the real implications of the policies they're pushing.